Mohammad Hijab and Destiny on Islam and Atheism.
And there's one thing we can all agree on, that the universe is regular, stable, uniform.
What a horrible camera.
The extent to which it allows life to exist within it. To the largest of celestial spheres, we see incredible goal-directedness within the cosmos. Now the question is, what is the best explanation for that? Is it a source of knowledge or is it a lack thereof? This is the question that must be asked. Is it a source of knowledge or is it a lack thereof? Another question that could be asked is that did something come from nothing? Is it conceivable, intelligible, or plausible for something to come from nothing, that the universe came from nothing? Did the universe generate and cause itself? Well, to suggest that the universe was generated or caused itself is tantamount to saying that a mother gave birth to herself. And to suggest that there's more than one ultimate source of being, more than one necessary existence, is tantamount to saying that you can have more than one mother to one sole child. Therefore, it is clear that monotheism, the idea of one source, that is the foundation for everything that exists, is the only reasonable conclusion. Another question that must be asked is what is the purpose of life?
He's cooking, bro.
Yeah, very simple, man.
What is the purpose of life? Imagine going into work. You don't know who your boss is. You don't know what your role is. You don't know what you're doing there. But here we are in the career of life and we don't know what our purpose is. The purpose of life is to align the finite with the infinite. The purpose of life is to submit to the lawgiver. The purpose of life is to submit to the ultimate source of all creation. That's why prophets and messengers were sent aforetime. Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and for us, the final prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And these prophets came to expound on this truth, to tell people to submit to God. And they came with an evidence for their prophethood. As for the Prophet Muhammad, his evidence is that he came with a preserved religion. The Quran is preserved in a way that no other ancient book is. There's a falsification test within the Quran, challenging humanity to find a contradiction within it, challenging humanity to try and produce a chapter like it. And the Prophet of Islam made predictions that were so frequent and so precise that no other figure in human history made them. For example, he told us that the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire would both fall to the Muslims.
It was inconceivable at his time.
Inconceivable.
Two superpowers. They were just a bunch of desert Arabs that no one really took serious before Islam. They were on the by roads of history. They were like a forgotten people, bro. How did he know, bro? He even pointed out the man that would wear the bracelets of the Persian king, bro. And that happened after his life.
There's just way too many prophecies, and he hasn't gotten one
Bro.
wrong. Not one wrong.
Bro.
If you're a false prophet of God, why would you make a prediction
So bold.
that has like a 0.00001% chance of happening?
They laughed at him, bro.
That makes no sense.
They laughed at him the same way the Israelites laughed at Christ. You have the same disease as those that Jesus was sent to. You're no better, but you'll find out with time. Your time will come. Just like you mocked, and he was mocked, and all the prophets of God, every last one of them was mocked by their people. The prophet was not immune to this and still isn't to this day. But guess what? He changed the entire world. Nothing had a greater impact on the earth than Islam itself. That's a fact. Any historian that's being honest will tell you. Fact. Especially in the sciences, mathematics, and I can go on and on and on.
On and on and on.
Who is a historian, non-Muslim historian, he said that the similitude of the Arabs at that time taking over the Persian and Roman Empire is the same as Eskimos taking over Russia and America. Imagine what kind of a wild prediction this is. And this is one of many predictions that obviously I don't have time to expound here. The question is, what does atheism have to offer?
Nothing.
Atheism has no explanatory force whatsoever. Atheism is a negation. Atheism has no ontological status. Atheism cannot describe or explain morality, rationality, consciousness. Atheism brings nothing to the table. With that, I conclude. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Who is this guy? His name's Destiny.
You don't know much about Destiny?
His name is Destiny. I can promise you, if he stays on the course he's on, his destiny is the fire of hell, bro. That's where the he's going.
Well,
denying the one that gave him existence.
All right, so for those of you guys that want a little crash course on Destiny, he's an atheist. He's a sodomite. He has an open relationship with his wife. His kid is openly on social media against him.
Bro.
His kid supports Nick openly on social medias and doesn't even like him. And funnily, I actually leaked something about him like a year and a half ago where some girl sent me a bunch of DMs with him. He was in some girl's DMs that actually has like basically special needs, and he was like begging for feet pics.
What a trash, garbage, vile human being, bro.
And he's like
garbage human being.
He's bi. You know, there's no such thing as being bi as a guy, but
it's disgusting, bro.
That's who Destiny is. So.
Same question. And then could you restate the question for me? So I would say that secularism as the...
Notice his jaw. Look at his jaw.
No, he's definitely like...
He does so much Adderall that his jaw, it's like a South Park character.
He's definitely like, hi.
No, but look at how his jaw slides from left to right. Look at it.
I wouldn't know. I don't abuse drugs, kid. What are you trying to say?
Just watch. Just look. That's all I'm saying. This is not like...
foundation for, at the very least, the system of governance that we have and the way that our laws and the way that we dictate how we conduct ourselves, I think, is superior to any individual religious system because it allows for all these different viewpoints to come together. I think that it is no coincidence that we are in a relatively secularly governed country where we have the ability for somebody to speak on their religion and they can say what they want about it, they can have their beliefs about it, and I have the ability, or anybody else here has the ability, to disagree with that particular viewpoint, but there's still room in society for that viewpoint. I would say that one of the foundational errors or one of the foundational mistakes or incompatibilities that...
All right, he supports the Chosens in the Middle East.
Just say he's anti-Middle East. Just say America's not free.
America's not free.
But who's suppressing free speech? Is it us?
It's not the Muslims.
You clowns, bro.
Incompatibilities that the more fundamentalist approach or the more hardcore approach to religion has led to is the intolerance in certain societies of other types of beliefs. So whether that is the way that you conduct yourself and how you do comedy or speech, whether that's the way that you set up your particular neighborhoods, whether that's the types of laws that you pass to
I've never seen a weirder mouth.
Other people in society.
I've never, God forgive me,
it's just,
it's probably because there's been a lot of things in there that shouldn't be in there, dude.
You're not wrong about that.
It's probably, I guess. It's not because he was born this way, I promise you.
That have traditionally been oppressed by systems of governance. Could be different types of minority figures. It could be women. It could be people of LGBT status. I think that the more secularized society is superior because
we don't need 500 letters either. But keep going. We don't need 500 letters.
You either exist together.
Weird in what you're doing and against the creator, you're not. We don't need 5,000 letters. I had enough of that too, bro.
Status. I think that the more secularized society is superior because it creates space for all of those people to exist together in a system that is functional. I think that there is...
This guy, did he even do any research on Islam? Like, if you do research on Islam, you realize that...
This is mid, bro.
Of whatever religion, you can practice it under Islamic rule.
This is
just like thousands of people have done throughout time.
Some conversation to be had about the nature of existence. I do think that it's nice that religion gives us easy answers in all of our big branches of philosophy. You don't have to do much ethics, much metaphysics, much epistemology when it comes to figuring out religious beliefs because all the answers are kind of there for you, and maybe that allows you to explore other things in life. But when it comes time to arguing those things to other religious people, the last I checked, I don't think that Islam or Christianity or Judaism have settled their disagreements between who is the one true religion, Abrahamically, or any of the other number of religions that people choose from. So I think that in terms of societal progression, in terms of the moral progress, you could say that we've seen as a society, I think that a larger secular umbrella has allowed this to happen. I don't think it is a coincidence that people find themselves moving more, and we'll talk about immigration later, to these more Western secularized societies because these societies have such specific carve-outs.
People are not moving to the West for the morals, and so their kids can be fed propaganda. No. They move to the West for economic purposes.
No.
What?
That's one big piece.
Well, yeah, we go and bomb
the shit out of their countries, put dictators in power that brutalize them and give them no free speech. Nothing Muslim about it. They can't even talk. Islam was ruled with a council. There was people that were allowed to vote. And
you're actually allowed to criticize leadership in Islam.
And these guys blew up half the fucking world, installed brutal dictators who are not even Muslim themselves. They're really not. You can't be like what Bashar al-Assad. That guy wasn't a Muslim, bro. And this brutal like version of Islam, which was created on purpose to create hatred towards the faith. No one can observe it. Like merciless rulers, bro. Mercy, no mercy from them. Islam's a religion of mercy. These people have none. They're leaving because they have nowhere else to go, bro. They're starving to death. Their houses are being blown up. They have no freedom because of the people that the West put in power. You're a clown. A 5-year-old could beat you in a debate.
Yeah, this guy's a joke.
So beliefs in different types of religions to exist and to express themselves. And I think that having these countries change back to regress into a more religious state, into a more fundamentalist state where all of us are required to have a particular religious belief, I think
Did you even study Islam, you meathead, bro? Chapter 2 of the Holy Quran, there is no compulsion in religion. Can you at least do a little bit of research before you go into a debate? Have points that are valid? Like, it's mind blowing.
I'm cursing today. I haven't cursed this much on the stream in a long time. I'm just getting frustrated, bro. Between all the nonsense, the ignorance, the bullshit, dude. Straight up bullshit, like lying, bro.
I don't want to talk
lying
about this all
just
day.
to create hatred so that more people can die, dude.
I would say, philosophical progress that we've made as a society or as multiple societies, because, yeah, the idea of being able to enforce your religious ideology or your dogma on some particular group of people, I think is an idea that was tried in the past and hasn't produced the societies that have the most flourishing today, which I would say are the ones that are more secular and do allow for more different points of view.
Another reason you missed about why secular societies are more powerful is because they break all the rules. They break all the rules of morality. They charge interest, so the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. They go and bomb other nations. They take advantage of their people.
They deceit. They do real taqiyya, which is lie to people and infiltrate their governments. They don't put the people before themselves.
Bro, the fact that we have the lowest class of society on welfare, where they get healthcare and food and rent. But if they just work a job and make $10 more, then they would have to work 40 hours a week to basically have the same benefits they're getting right now, to live the same lifestyle.
Exactly.
We literally have slavery in this country right now.
Welfare slavery.
It's complete slavery,
It
bro.
keeps them there. They get stuck. And if they make just a little bit more, they lose all the benefits. It's not even worth it. So what is it, like 10 minutes back and forth?
Yeah.
That was so mid.
Trash. He didn't say anything.
And I'm not saying, yo, listen, people always like they do it to us when we go on and they bash us. I'm just literally saying, like, taking everything out of it. Like, it was very mid, bro.
Destiny's a clown. The only reason he's propped up like this is because he blows the chosen. He literally is on his knees like this.
Well, I mean, Destiny mentions that secularism is superior to religion, but secularism couldn't exist without it, because secularism is by definition a separation between church and state. So how can you have secularism without the church? You would just have something else. So it can't be superior to it because it incorporates it into its worldview. But the question really is, what's the objective basis for all of his claims? He mentioned LGBT and minority, this, that, and the other. The question is, as an atheist who believes that we are essentially atoms whizzing around, this is the physicalist, this is the materialist assumption. How can you get from that to objective morality in the first place? How can you ascertain that liberalism is the superior ideology from first principles, from a scientific or mathematical perspective? You can't do that. It's not possible, because Kant couldn't do that, because J.S. Mill couldn't do that, because greater people than me and you couldn't do that. Therefore, you won't be able to do that. Secondly, I will say this. I mean, he mentioned something about intolerance, which we'll come to in a second, but he mentions, and I was very surprised when I...
He's like a cop. He's like a cop that's about to give you a speeding ticket. You know you're screwed. Like, he pulled out the little thing. He's like, all right, you motherfucker.
He mentions intolerance.
W.
Let's
Mohammad
go to this
Hijab,
straight
bro.
away, actually. This is a man who supports a genocide. This is a man who was going to the IDF.
You're trying to get the channel nuked, bro. Stop. Can't.
You know, when...
That's not what's getting us banned. You have Candace Owens with the 150,000
She's not on Twitch.
people saying it's them.
She's not on Twitch, dude.
It's the you-know-who's, and she's not even using code
She's not
words.
on Twitch, dude.
She's not even using code words.
I don't want to lose Twitch.
You have Hassan Piker with 30,000 live viewers saying that America deserves 7-Eleven. We're all right, bro. Chill out. Calm down a little bit, okay? There's no...
Did you blame me 2 days in a row, kid?
No, I don't blame you.
I'm traumatized,
We know the
bro.
reason why.
We're not free, dude. America's not free.
Going to the IDF, telling the IDF that you know, when you're doing your atrocities, make sure you hide them and don't take pictures of them. You're going to talk to us about this? You're going to be sanctimonious and talk about minority rights? What minorities are you talking about? The minorities that you prefer, that the white man prefers, that the colonialists prefer. That's the minorities that when it comes to the Palestinians, no, kill them. You're actually telling people to kill them. This is absolutely diabolical. And with that, I will conclude and you can respond.
He's got to feel like such a loser right there.
Shout out W Stitches with the tier 1.
Dude, this guy right here, Destiny, must feel like a loser right now, dude. The energy in there, bro. Yo, my man Mohammad Hijab, he's swinging big DE, bro. BDE, bro. Straight up. That's how you say it, right?
What?
BDE.
What are you talking about?
Big Pishadel energy.
Yeah.
Straight up swinging it like a massive sword, bro.
Like this. Like this, swinging it out.
Just look at him, dude.
There are
such a weasel, dude. He's such a...
These are the kind of guys, bro, that would, I swear to God, ram a knife in your back in 2 seconds, bro. Oh, they would be nice and sweet and and I swear to God, like this, zip right in your back. Okay? These are the types of weasels in society, bro. They have no morals, kid.
There are, some 2 billion Muslims, I think, on the planet. For all the talk I hear of Islam coming from one book, from one word that is unchanged and unaltered, I look to the Palestinian situation and I wonder, where is Islam, or where are the Muslims? The idea that there is some foundational religion here that all of these different people of the same belief system buy into enough to actually stand up for and defend and support.
Yeah, guess what, Meathead? That's actually another prophecy of the Prophet Muhammad.
You would be like the foam of the sea, like the branches of a tree divided towards the end of time. I guess we're getting towards the end of time. I guess. All you do when you say these things is make us believe even more, because it's exactly what he said we would do. And guess what? We're doing it.
Towards the end of time, your leaders will be from amongst the worst of you.
And who put them in power? Your people, the West.
The secular.
You clown. You guys put these people in power.
Fellow Muslim brother doesn't seem to be there. So one of the most fatal flaws that I find people who are religious commit.
I can't listen to this.
No, I mean, not even from this. I'm just getting a headache. I don't know why.
Is this flaw of thinking they stand on firmer ground than they actually do. The idea that there is one holistic, unified view of Islam is probably a view that every individual Muslim would tell you, but maybe not all of them would agree on. I think the same can be said for Christianity. The same can be said for probably any major religion. We can talk about what type of minorities that we prefer, but I mean, if you just take a glance at any Western society, you can see that the incorporation of different groups of people into these societies is much better, and the net is cast much wider than it is in any comparable societies, I would say, in the Middle East or North Africa region.
That was his thing? Okay. That's all he said?
But he had nothing, bro. Let's just end this debate, bro. He had nothing.
One more back and forth.
Why one more back and forth, bro?
Because you're gay.
He says, where are the Muslims? That's a good question, and I agree with him on that, actually. But there's a distinction to be made between Muslims and Islam. The discussion here is not about Muslims, it's about Islam. That's the first thing. And then he says, okay, well, Western countries are doing a good job with minorities. I mean, liberalism coexisted with colonialism. You must understand this. You cannot look at this time in history and not realize that J.S. Mill was somebody who was actually advising his government how to use racism and supremacy against the colonial empire, against members of the colonial empire, the colonies. So there has been a relationship between racism on the one hand and colonialism on the other, and it's very well known. Look what happened to India. This is a really bad argument. But the question is not about liberalism. It's about atheism, and there is no necessary connection between atheism and liberalism. You can be an atheist communist. You can be an atheist Nazi. You can be an atheist Zionist, as you are. He is importing liberalism into the discussion to save atheism. Sorry to say, just as, because he's open about this open relationship stuff, just as he imports other men to help with...
Bro!
Like this.
Bro! Like he's this. Just... Bro! Like, yo, dude, he should just get up right now and just walk out of the room, bro. Not only is he countering all his arguments, he's throwing shade on his lifestyle at the same time, humiliating this hypocrite, bro. This loser. Cooked him, bro. He's boiling in oil like this. But the burning's only metaphorical. The other burning's around the corner. May God guide him, bro.
Conjugal duties. You have no business talking about liberalism.
Destroyed him, dude. Look at the
You have no business talking about liberalism. We're not talking about liberalism. Liberalism is a philosophy that's not on the debate card today. We are talking about atheism.
Now, you see the difference here in a formal debate compared to what I was suckered into and I had no idea what's going on? subjects, questions you're going to talk about. You get 10 minutes. Bro, I'm going to debate again. I'm telling you, I am.
I don't think you should.
No, I am.
I'm just saying I don't think
I'm not going to leave with a half-assed performance. I didn't lose, but I didn't win. I'm going to go cook one of these motherfuckers, and then I'm going to retire.
See how you can get to objective morality from atheism. Tell me how you can get to atoms whizzing around, carbon, which we are, from is to ought, as David Hume would put it. Otherwise, you'd be doing the naturalistic fallacy. If you can't do that, then be a man. It's going to be very hard, sorry to say, for you. Very hard. Be a man and say, I concede the debate. I give up. I throw the white towel.
This is what you call the haq, when the truth, it just pierces everything, bro. It destroys and consumes falsehood, bro.
Like this, straight at your face.
Not white towel for other things, but if you can't do that, honestly, it's done. The debate is finished. And that's all I have to say.
And the way he does it, like, dude, look at this guy. This guy's like, I can't believe he just cooked that. I didn't think the Muslim guy would actually beat the white guy, but he beat him. That Muslim's crazy, bro. How do you think he feels right now? Look at him. He doesn't
Black
feel
eyes. Nothing behind those eyes.
Soulless. He was like,
Talk about the atoms whizzing by. We can talk about the different ways that we think we've proven our God. But again, there's been no progress made on this conversation in the thousands of years that people have debated religion. I think that one of the fatal flaws, again, of religious people is that they stand on, or they think they stand on firmer ground than they actually do. You say that we're not talking about Muslims, we're just talking about Islam. Different people have different interpretations of what Islam means. Some people might think that marriage is between one man and a woman who want to spend the rest of their life together. Other people might believe that marriage is a thing that you solicit to a woman to engage in sex with her and then leave her immediately after. Other people have different views on that. It just depends on how you live your life. The great thing about liberal societies is you're able to practice all of these things however you want in a way that won't involve you getting executed for it. When it comes to deciding, whether a society can have a secular foundation, you can have this conversation of, well, philosophically, you can't connect A to B and B to C and C to D and everything else, but somehow secular societies seem to exist. It's also funny to try to tie liberalism together in with this concept of imperialism when people have been doing imperialism far before the concept of liberalism even existed. I seem to remember caliphates spreading across huge portions of the world, and they didn't need any liberalism to do that. They seem to do that just fine along with Islam. Islam has specific categories of people that aren't part of the main body of the Muslim population. So this idea that you can't have marginalized people in any type of system, I think is a bit silly. The idea that Islam provides some special protection or some special way to run a society that would be superior in terms of producing better outcomes for the people involved, where are those countries? That would be my big question. If we were to argue about the successes of liberalism, I could point to Muslims existing in a liberal country today with the ability to argue for their Muslim countries. How many Muslim countries can I go to and find liberals arguing the same thing? I think that the idea of free speech, open debate, the ability to own private property, to start a business you want, and to practice whatever religion you want, I think is a special thing that liberal societies have created. And I challenged the opposing speaker to tell me, what are these model Arab societies? What are these model Muslim societies? What are these modern Islamic societies, or these model Islamic societies that you would want us to look more like than any of the countries in the West that you found appropriate to live in?
He's got a very valid point there. Very strong argument there. It's his first strong argument. Let's see how he handles it.
And look, we're not biased. We're logical enough to acknowledge when you have a good
very
point.
Strong argument.
First 2 times you stepped up there, you didn't say anything.
This is the first time he's making a very strong argument that has a lot of logic behind it.
And this is the biggest point, like my family makes, for example, and people I care about. It's always look at the countries. So let's see what Mohammad Hijab has to say.
Sure? Well, that was a bit of a mouthful, Bonelli. But you're going to have to swallow your pride and concede the debate, because actually, he has not been able to connect the dots, unfortunately, for himself. This is a debate about Islam and atheism, not Islam and liberalism. Okay? He is assuming a liberal framework. Liberalism does not necessarily connect with atheism in any way whatsoever.
Look at Destiny in the back like this.
Itself, liberalism needs proof and justification for its own truth, which we can do in maybe another debate. I don't think you're going to be wanting to do any other debates after this. But the fact of the matter is this. He says Muslim countries, that's his big question. Where are the Muslim countries? I agree with you. Muslim countries are not following Islam. This is the answer to your question. They are not following.
W. Not trying to wash it down. Not trying to say, oh, they're not.
Straight facts.
They're not following Islam, bro.
If I look at the Palestine issue, there are non-Muslim countries who have done a better job than the Muslim countries with the Palestine issue. You know, they've acted more Islamic than the Muslim countries have. I agree with this criticism. We are not talking about that. As he's talking about execution and this and that. How dare you talk about execution? You are speaking to the IDF, telling them, if you're going to commit atrocities, don't bring your phone out. You are in no position whatsoever to talk about rights to us today. No position. Zero. Your sanctimony is gone. And you are finished. I'm sorry to say.
You know, that's the point, man. Like, I've been saying it all over the internet myself on all these shows. There's not a single Muslim country on earth. The people might be. But as far as governments,
not one.
Very few are even close to following anything that made Islam a beautiful, world-changing, science-enabling, free-thinking, Andalusia Spanish.
Bro, if we had leaders like this for the first few hundred years after the Prophet, Islam would have gone nowhere. Nowhere. At all. It's a joke where we're at right now. But
he said that would happen.
This is just another prophecy.
The leaders would be the worst of you. And most of them are.
That's it from us in this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the smash button, and join the Discord because we can't stream on YouTube. So make sure to follow our socials because if one of these days we get banned, you're not even going to know about it. 3 months is going to go by. You're going to be eating your hot dogs. You're going to be living your life. And you're going to go, what happened to SonnyFaz and Ankh? I haven't seen them in a minute. You're just going to keep scrolling and other idiots on your feed are going to give you your content. You're not even going to remember us. So make sure to hit the smash button, join us, follow us on our socials so you can never escape us. That's it. We'll see ya.